Video on finding the surface area of a prism, and in this problem it is a hexagonal prism. So here's a picture of my hexagonal prism, and this is a regular hexagon. Okay, so be clear on that. And again, I'm noticing that the two bases, so I have this top base, I have the bottom base, right? There's that bottom base and there's the top base. And those are both prisms. So, those are both hexagons, okay? And the sides or the faces are all made up of rectangles. So in order for me to find the surface area, I do need to have some of the dimensions. So I'm going to say that I'm given that the length of the hexagon is 2. So the length of that hexagon, meaning each of those side lengths going around, are going to be 2. And I'm also going to be told that the height of this prism is going to be 10. Okay, so that's 10. All right, so when I'm thinking of surface area, I want to think of what are all of the pieces. So it looks like I have the two hexagons. So I'm going to go down here and put my surface area. I have the two hexagons, so I'm just going to put 2 times whatever the area of the hexagon is. Plus, and then I'm going to have, it looks like I have how many of those rectangles going around? It looks like I have 6 of those, correct? So it's going to be 6 times whatever the area of that rectangle. All right, so that's what I'm going to have to find. So let's start with the hexagon. They only give me this length right here is 2. So in order for me to find the area of this hexagon, I'm going to have to do what we were doing the last few weeks. I'm going to have to break it up into congruent triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw one of those. Actually, I'll draw them all. And excuse me, I think I said 5 triangles. There shouldn't be 5, there should be 6. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 6 of them. That central angle right here is going to have to be 360 divided by 6, which would be 60 degrees. But I do know that the height of that one congruent triangle, also known as the apothem, is going to divide that into 2 equal parts, which makes this 30 degrees. It also comes down in a right angle, and it's also going to cut, as I know, the length of that side into 2 equal pieces. So this is going to become 1, and that's going to become 1. So in order for me to find the area of one of these triangles, it's going to be base times height. I need to know that height. So again, I'm going to use some of the patterns we've been learning this year. Since this is a 30-degree angle, I know that this is 1. That means that the hypotenuse would be double that. This would be 2. I don't actually think I need that, but I'll put it. And this must be 1 times, that's correct, square root 3, which means it's just square root 3. Okay, so that tells me now I can find the area of one of those triangles. So this triangle right here that I'm kind of drawing, so oops, it's not the color I wanted. Okay, so this triangle right here, okay, that I'm kind of covering with yellow, that triangle is going to be base 2 times square root 3. So I'm going to put that right here. So my area is going to be 5 of those, not 5, 6. I hope you guys are paying attention, right? Okay, there's going to be 6 because it's a hexagon. So it's 6 times the base times height, which is 2 times square root 3. And let me get that square root symbol in there. I don't know if you guys are hearing, my dog in the background is having kind of a crazy rolling herself around. So that's my dog making that strange noise in the background. I'm not finding square root on here, so that's okay. I'm just going to go back and put 2 times the square root. I'm going to write just going to put square root and put 3. And that will be divided by, so I did base times height divided by 2. So divided by 2. Okay, so that is right there going to be the area for that hexagon. Now I'm going to simplify this a little bit. I'm going to be able to cross cancel those 2's. So it's just going to be 6 times the square root of 3. Okay, so I'm going to go back and put equals. It's going to be 2 times, now the hexagon we just found right here. It is 6 times the square root of 3, so I'm going to put 6. And again, I'm just going to write square root 3 plus, and now I have to find, it's going to be 6 times, now what is one of the area of the rectangle? Well, that one's actually super easy, which is nice. I just have to do 10 because that's the base, or excuse me, that's the height, and then the base of that is going to be 2 down here. So it's 2 times 10, so I'm going to put 2 times 10. All right, now I'm going to simplify that a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put surface area again is going to equal. So 2 times 6 times the square root of 3, I can just write as 12 times the square root of 3. Plus, and then I'm going to have 6 times 2 times 10. So that'll be 6 times 20. And then 6 times 20 would be 120. And I'm going to leave my answer just like that, okay, because I have a square root 3 times 12. Okay, I can't actually add those together because the 120 does not have a square root 3. Now, if I had a calculator, I could use a calculator to go ahead and do that. I could do 12 times the square root of 3, which would be 20.78. And then I could add that to the 120, which is going to get me 140.78. So I could then write it as 140.78. All right. I hope that was helpful. All right, you can kind of see how we are using, we've built upon what we learned last week to help us find the surface area of a hexagonal prism.